Yo ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It's Bertrude and today we're using a build that is the master of wielding lightning. This is a level 80 build, we've got 40 vigour and then our main stat is dexterity being at 40. We're using the lightning cracked here to boost our lightning attacks and the faith knot which allows us to use both of our incantations. And here's a quick look at the armour and talismans we're using on this build. The main weapon on the build is the Godskin Peeler Twin Blade and that's got lightning slash equipped on it. Besides this, in our second weapon slot we'll always have the rapier and that's equipped with Thunderbolt. And in our left hand we'll always have the Stormhawk axe equipped on the build. Obviously that's got the really good Ash of War, the Thunderstorm. For a bit of variation on the build we also have the option to use the Veteran's Prosthesis as our main weapon. And then we're also using the Gravelstone Seal to use our incantations. When it comes to our incantations we've got two available. First off we use our Flask of Wondrous Physic which gives us the 10 extra faith we need. And then we've got Lightning Spear and we've also got the Dragon Bolt Blessing. And that's the build guys. It's a pretty simple one. It's pretty much just a melee build with a couple of incantations to back up for some variation in combat. Anyway guys, it's time for you lot to sit back, relax and enjoy. So welcome back to the channel guys, I hope you're all having an absolutely awesome day. We're starting things off with this nice little one-on-one up in the mountaintops of the giants. I was a little bit eager there running in with the lightning spear when he was trying to give me a bow, being nice and courteous, the lovely chap he is. So I thought I'd just back up and I'd just give him the old wiggle of justice with the Godskin Peeler. Whenever you see a wiggle of justice it can mean either two things. It either means that you're a scrub and I've got no respect for you, or it means, hello, how you doing? It's nice to see you. I'm a nice chap, you're a nice chap. Sorry for throwing a lightning spear at you, now let's just have a nice little respectful one-on-one. And fair play to this host, he had plenty of opportunities to heal up, as did I. But we're both gentlemen in this situation and neither of us did. And we just had a nice little honourable one-on-one to start off the invasion. As I said guys, it's pretty simple this build, there's not too much going on. It's pretty much just a melee lightning build, and it's really fun to be fair. The Godskin Peeler is a great weapon, the Twin Blades are really fun in this game. I've used, I think I've used pretty much all of them on different builds throughout all the builds that I've made, but the Godskin Peeler is possibly the best one I would say. There's a couple of good ones, but you know, you can't go wrong with the Godskin Peeler, and lightning infused on a high dex build, it's just spot on. I mean look at this white mask schmeagle we've got here. I'll tell you what, I've never seen as many white masks lately. In the last video I made, someone made a comment saying, you know, they've been seeing a lot of white masks. I think everyone's seeing a lot of white masks. There's an infestation guys, it's clear there's a problem in the land between. They're running riot, they're taking over. We need to get some number control in order guys. What was the range on that by the way? How did that Ash of War even get close to hitting me? Absolutely disgraceful. I will not stand for it, but I have to stand for it because the fight goes on. But there's so many white masks guys, we need to get on this white mask situation. They need a bit of a culling. We need to control these numbers. I mean look at him, I'm pretty sure he was light rolling at the start of this invasion. Disgraceful, I hate light rolling. I just absolutely hate light rolling guys. I'm never going to like it. I'm never going to acknowledge that light rolling is okay. I hate it, I just hate light rolling. And what's even worse, what wusk? Wusk? What does wusk mean? What's even worse is what I meant to say, is when you get a white mask user who's also light rolling whilst using two blood twin blades spamming jump attacks at you. Well, it's just absolutely out of order and I will not stand for it, and I'm going to have to deliberately delete every single white mask that I come across from now on because there's an infestation like I said guys. They're clearly breeding, they're at it like rabbits. There's just so many of them, they're just horny little devils these white mask users, and they're multiplying and multiplying and you're just seeing more and more of them. You go outside to your trash cans and your dustbins if you're in England, you go outside to your dustbins and there's white mask users all just like biting through all your rubbish looking for scraps because they can't find any food anywhere else. you know what I mean? They're burrowing into your sheds in your garden and eating through all your all your garden tools. You know what I mean? It's like they're everywhere. They're in the sewers. You see them crawling out the sewers at night looking for scraps to feed on in the streets outside. They're clearly down in the sewers multiplying, guys. They're just all at it constantly. They're just all over each other. There's so many diseases going on, but they're all just multiplying and breeding, and we need to sort it out. There's too many of them. Now look at these two, this duo in this tunnel here, and I've got some serious wizard spam going on. He loves a bit of spam, but do you know what? I've got my own long range spam that I can do on this build as well. So take a bit of it back, my friends, because I've got the Thunderbolt on the rapier. And on this build with some good decks, it does some good damage, as this summon is about to find out. There you go. You spam me, I'll have a bit of spam back. I love a bit of spam. Spam's my favourite food, as everyone knows. Don't come at me with the spam, because I'll eat you up. I'll put you on a butty and eat you right up. I'm a bit peckish, and I'm a bit peckish for some spam. So if you throw spam at me, I'm just going to eat it and throw it right back at you, boy. Oh yeah, I would take the critical attack. All's up in ya with the veteran's prosthesis. All's up in ya. Get critical attacked. Get attacked of the critical. That's what I like to see. It's a good build, this. Like I said, it's just pretty much a melee build. It's got some lightning going on. It's a lightning melee build, and it does really good damage because we've got some high decks going on. And when you've got high decks and you've got lightning infused weapons, or any weapons that do lightning damage, you're going to have a good time, as these two are about to find out in the Shaded Castle. Now, something I do want to talk about with this build, and it's pretty hard to ignore, is that it's got the Stormhawk axe on it. Now, if you remember, if you follow my videos that I've released, you'll remember a few videos ago I released a video, One Long Invasion, saying how unique builds create unique situations. Now for me, this is a unique build because no other builds that I've made use this lineup of weapons, this rotation of weapons and the incantations. And I was saying in that last video that you see a lot of players, and this is absolutely fine, I'm not throwing any shade on anyone, this is just my kind of take on Elden Ring, where you get a lot of builds who are just kind of like prepared for every situation. They've got every weapon available or a wide range of weapons available, and they run into ganks and they just always seem to get the Stormhawk axe out. It's a very popular weapon for dealing with ganks. Fair play, fair enough. I'm not silly, do you know what I mean? I'm not stupid, I know that. It's a really good tool to use in a gank situation. But I don't like the idea of having a weapon like the Stormhawk axe available every single time. Do you know what I mean by that? I don't want to have the Stormhawk axe on every single build that I make. Look at that finish, by the way, on the host. Lightning slash on the twin blade. Just a beautiful finish to this invasion. Beautiful. Lovely. Just a lovely finish. But yeah, the Stormhawk axe. I've got it on this build, but I don't have it on every build. This is the only build currently that I actually have it on. So when I rotate around to this build and I do invasions on this build, I can take advantage of it. I can use it. But then when I rotate onto the next build, it's not available and I have to approach the invasion in a different way. So it's really fun playing this build when I can rotate around to it and I've got something like the Stormhawk axe available to deal with ganks. And it is very good at dealing with ganks, as I just said. But, you know, it makes it more fun for me when I rotate to this build knowing that it's available and then it's not going to be available on the next build. It just creates variation in invasions, and for me it's just the way you should play the game. Not everyone agrees, and that's absolutely fine. Each to their own. Everyone's got their own opinion. What do they say? Opinions are like bumholes. Everyone's got one. Everyone does have a bumhole, but everyone also does have an opinion, and that's absolutely fine. That's just my opinion. And if you agree with me, then you're an absolute top dude in my books. Absolute top dude. So yeah, that's just a little insight into my view on build making and using weapons such as the Stormhawk axe. Well, let's take a look at this invasion. This was actually a really good invasion against two decent players, you know, with pretty good, honest setups. There's not anything too crazy going on here. This guy's got the Bloodhound's Fang with a bit of magic going on. Very cool. A nice luminous blue Bloodhound Fang there, looking super cool. And then the other guy's just got the Nagakiba. Look at him. How cool is that? He's just got one Nagakiba, he's got some good armour, good poise, and he's just bringing it to me with a Nagakiba. Absolutely awesome. This is a really, really good invasion. I love these two's kind of attitude towards this. They're both just constantly pushing onto me, creating loads of pressure. They're not giving me too much space. And I just respect players like this massively. I don't know if these two were deliberately, you know, ganking outside in this area, in this little courtyard. I'm not sure if they had the Taunter's Tongue, and I didn't invade them again. They might have just been playing through the game, but either way, if they approach every invader who comes into their world like they've approached me in this invasion, then they're going to give some invaders a really good night playing Elden Ring. Do you know what I mean? Invasions like this are what give us life in this game. It's just brilliant. These are the type of invasions we'll live for. Two players who are just being really aggressive, not doing anything daft, just got good, honest setups, and we just have a right good scrap out in this courtyard. And it's whoever comes out on top, it's GG's. If I'd have lost this invasion, I'd have just had the same amount of fun either way. It's just a great way to play the game. Fair play, absolutely fair play to these two. Quality invasion. Now we've got another example of the beauty of the Stormhawk axe coming up here. We've got two little geezers here in this room in the capital. Scared to come out. One of them's got some wizard stuff going on. All good. I throw a lightning spear at him, but lightning spear can be a bit hard to land sometimes. It's quite easy to dodge out the way of. So I just back up, compose myself. I get myself into this room. I have a little test swings at them. I hit them with some R1s. I'm seeing what kind of damage they take, and I pretty much know that this invasion is going to end in victory or loss on this Ashen War. It ends up in a win. Like I said, running into a small room like this when you've got two aggressive players with a Stormhawk axe is pretty much a guaranteed win. Unless they do something really clever, they're going to get caught in it, and it's going to turn out in a GG's for me. Do you know what I mean? That's the beauty of the Stormhawk axe. But that's also coming back to what I said about not wanting it on every build, because I almost just don't want to have that option to do that in every invasion, because it's almost, I'm not saying it's too easy, but I wouldn't want to just do that every single time. Do you know what I mean? I want to approach things differently, so it's not available all the time, which makes it more fun. And something I'm not actually spoke of about on this build yet is the incantation that I'm using, Dragon Bolt's Blessing. It's a nice little body buff that I can apply to myself, and what it actually does is make attacks with smaller weapons like daggers and straight swords bounce off me. It kind of makes my body stronger to those attacks, and it makes those attacks bounce off me, like I said, and it kind of stuns my opponents for a brief moment while they're attacking me. It's not really something you notice too much in the heat of the battle, but it is kind of something. By the way, I just used a heal there when I was trying to use a lightning pot, hence the big stupid across the screen, because I am stupid for doing that. But this is an honourable duel, so it doesn't matter anyway that I wasted a healing pot. But yeah, Dragon Bolt's Blessing, it's a really cool incantation, not something you really notice in the heat of the battle, but when you watch the invasions back, you do notice a lot of attacks actually bouncing off when you're being hit with straight swords and such. But anyway guys, this is the last invasion of the video coming up now. Just keep your eye on the host, he gets absolutely obliterated. Just level your vigour. What is going on? Level your vigour, sunshine. Just watch it guys, no doubt it'll give you a little chuckle. People just need to level the vigour. Anyway, look after yourselves guys. I'm going watching Dune 2 at the IMAX shortly, and I'm very excited. If anyone's seen it, don't tell me what happens, because I'm watching it in a bit. So yeah, enjoy yourselves guys. I'll see you soon on the next one.